Hey, 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 welcome to another episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand. I wanted to come on today because we are officially now in quarter four of 2024. And I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm letting go of, like having done a lot of work on my self-development, my business strategy, ways I'm moving forward, and all of those things. And I think it's a really, really good time of year to actually assess what you have achieved, what you've done. Maybe if you've not achieved what you hoped you would have done, maybe from your intentions you set at the beginning of the year, what could you change this quarter that is going to help you to scale your business, get to that next level, create more freedom, whatever it is that is important to you? So I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm personally letting go of. And one of the main things is I have done a lot of networking this year. I've gone to a lot of different events. I have been growing my network, growing my community, getting in the rooms, like really helping myself to grow my audience, but in a way that feels good to me because you don't want to have a massive audience if 90% of those people in your audience are never going to be clients, never going to be real supporters of your business, and just be like really genuine connections. Like, I do believe the whole social media craze of needing to have certain numbers in your audience, that certain engagement, is all a load of rubbish because actually what matters is that you're getting the right people, the aligned people that are completely connected with what it is that you do, your passion, your vision, your goals, all of that kind of thing, because you want to attract your people, right? So one thing that I am letting go of for quarter four, oh, it's 11:11, good time. I'm all about the angel numbers, make a wish. Um, One thing I'm letting go of is small business networking. Now, I am a huge supporter of everybody that is starting their business, male or female. I work mainly with women because so many women, like myself, started their business after having a child or deciding that they wanted to have children or were pushed out of work, whatever it is. They've gone through some form of transformation in their life that has led them to starting their own business. I'm hugely supportive of anybody. But I also know that for me, for my own personal growth, and for me to stretch what it is that I do, to stretch my capacity, to really help me to open up what is available to me and to scale my own business and create the life that I want, I need to be around people that really inspire me. Now, they always say about you need to be in the rooms of the people that have what you desire, because that is how you're going to step into your next level self. It's how you're going to create those connections that are fully aligned to you and where you're taking your business. Now, when you surround yourself with people that are at the same level or maybe not quite at the level that you're at, you stay in the safe zone. Like, you make really lovely connections and you connect with people on an amazing level, you make some friendships, and that's great. But for me personally, that doesn't expand me. It doesn't help me to grow and scale. And I have got so many big goals that actually, as someone that is very time poor, so just to give you some context, my youngest started nursery last month. So I now have 2.5 hours per day with no children in the house, which means I get to be fully present on my business rather than kind of separating business, mum mode, all of those different things and juggling it all of the time. And I had created a really good balance with that before he started nursery, but now I actually have this time to fully dedicate. It means that is the time where I'm going to be doing things like networking and getting in the rooms and doing all of that stuff. And I'm just being much more strategic with where I put myself, like the rooms that I'm in, the energy that I'm getting back from the room. And when I'm so time poor, I need to make sure that the spaces that I'm in, the communities that I'm in, are actually giving something back to me and making me feel good and helping me to grow as a person and a business owner. So I am making sure that the rooms that I get in leave me coming away always feeling fired up, really inspired, really empowered. They make me come away with things that I can actually go away and action to help me to grow. I do not want to come away from any events now feeling like I had a nice time and that's it. Or I've made like a couple of really nice connections. Yeah, it was a really nice time. I don't want to come away from things using my time that is very precious, feeling like I've just had a nice time. I want to come away feeling like, oh my God, that was absolutely game changing. That has completely shifted my mindset, like my vision. I have come away with some really key tools and actions that I can go away and like take action on to help me to grow. So I'm being much more strategic with where I hang out, the things that I do, and equally, I honestly feel like the actual words small business keeps you small. Like, I love and I'm a huge supporter of small businesses, but to me, the very word small business keeps you as a small business. I am one person, I am a solopreneur, and yes, I'm in the space of like I'm growing my team at the moment, but I'm still only one person. I'm the person that runs my business. And I want to have a big brand. I love that I get to work with businesses all over the world. To me, that's not a small business. I don't have a small business mindset or vision or goal or like mission that I'm on. Like I want to create a big global brand that inspires, that impacts, that changes lives around the world. To me, even as one person doing that, that's not a small business. That is a big brand. And that is what I'm here to create. And that's the women that I bring into my world, the women that actually want to make change. They are women that are hugely driven by that vision that they've got for themselves, and they're going to be taking the action. Like that is who I am most aligned to. Like I am not here to play small. I don't want to just settle. But that was who I was not so long ago. So when I started my business, I was basically forced out of a job that I loved. Like I'd only ever worked in content creation, hugely passionate about what I did, but I made the choice to become a mother. And at that point, when I was a mum and I was on maternity leave, and I think it's 6 months in, you lose all income. Like your maternity pay goes from whatever the percentage was to zero. Um, or was it zero? Or was it like 30%? I can't remember, but it's hardly anything. And then it does drop to zero because I took a full year off. It dropped to zero, so I had no money coming in. I actually set up like a little side hustle doing wedding stationery at the time because I just wanted something coming in, like to actually have no money coming in whatsoever and relying on my husband at the time just didn't make me feel very fulfilled. Like I needed to have that purpose. I'm a very independent woman and I wanted to have that financial security and independence. Like I don't want to rely on somebody else for me to survive, basically. So I set up that business and yeah, I was forced out of a job that I loved doing. And I kind of had to go through this huge long journey. And it has literally taken me years and years to really identify what it is that I want to be doing, to figure out what I want to be known for. And I will do another episode on like all of my journey. I think I've done one already, but I'll go a bit more in depth with it. But one thing for me is actually when you're finding your purpose and you're figuring out exactly what it is you want to be known for, it's a journey. Like you have to figure things out your way and feel like into alignment of what feels good to you because we're all different. And it's why I truly do not believe in cookie cutter methods for anything, whether it's strategy, whether it's brand visuals, like whatever it is. There's no cookie cutter method that works for all people. And you will always, if you had 1,000 people in a program and you were using a cookie cutter approach that literally took people through a step-by-step thing that has worked for you, it does not mean that that step-by-step process is going to work for everybody in your program. And I truly believe, and because I've personally invested in so many different programs like that, that teach you the exact steps that are going to help you go from A to B. And I have bought into that, follow the steps, literally every single detail, and I haven't had the results. And then what's happening is you are left feeling like you failed, like you're not good enough, like there must be something wrong with you because you've done all the steps, you've done all the things they did, but it's not worked for you. And the thing is, it's because it's not aligned to you. It's not aligned to your human design. And it's just not something that personally lights you up. I truly believe that we can all have a successful business, a successful brand, doing things we love, doing things that are in alignment, and finding the way that works for you. So when I support my clients, it might be I have a client that's like, I absolutely love Instagram. It works really well for me. Amazing. I'll help you go all in on that. I will help you create the content for that that is going to get more people into your world. But we're also going to test some other things as well to see what else feels good to you. If I have somebody that has tried Instagram for years, it's not working. But when I say it's not working, like they've been consistent with it, but it isn't getting them the results and it doesn't feel good, then Instagram isn't for you. You don't have to go all in on one thing. And what works for one person won't work for somebody else. So I'm all about finding what does work for you if you have given it enough time to actually try it, to experiment and be consistent. Like consistency is so key. I've totally gone off on a whole tangent now with my squirrel brain. It's just gone off on a like yeah, I don't know what I'm going on about now, but basically bringing it back to I kind of lost my purpose, and it was going through this whole journey of discovering what is important to me and what I truly want. And I'm being much more strategic with the places that I'm in, the rooms that I get in, the people I connect myself with, who is in my audience, my network, and everything. I'm making sure that everything I'm doing in my business feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then it's not the right thing I need to be doing. But when I say it doesn't feel good, I'm always stretching. I'm always trying new things because you can't just, like, as an example, I want to do public speaking. I would love to be speaking on stage a year from now. I want to be getting paid to speak on stage instead of just doing it online. My head is telling me, absolutely not. That does not feel safe. You've never done it before. Like, that's not what we want to be doing. So I could listen to my head and think, I don't want to do public speaking, but my gut is telling me this is going to bring so much business. It's going to really help me to create a bigger impact in the world. It's going to help me to change more lives with sharing my gifts and what I have to share. Like, we all have superpowers and different things, and we can all share that with the world. And it's how we do it that gets the results. And I truly believe that for me, public speaking is going to be a huge shift for me personally, as well as in my business. And that's something that I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And although in my head it feels uncomfortable to do that, I'm not going to not do it. And I think you have to experiment with things to find what works for you. And like as an example, another thing that doesn't feel good to me right now is LinkedIn. Like I hate that platform. Like I just don't enjoy it. But I'm still giving it a good go. And actually I had a human design reading that was going into how you go along with your human design. So, as an example, my human design is a generator. So, I have that Duracell bunny energy that I can keep going, but I also have a sort of it has to feel aligned. Like I'm soul led. Everything has to feel in alignment, has to feel good. And if something doesn't feel good, and if it's not an absolute 100% hell yes, I'm in, it's a no. Like it has to feel like an absolute yes for me to want to dive into it. But that does still mean that I need to try things. So LinkedIn doesn't feel good. But what I learned on this human design reading is I need to monitor my energy. And this is something that would be really good for you listening to this. If you're doing something right now in your business or in your life that doesn't quite feel good, but you know that it's something that could work for you in the future, then monitor your energy. If you're someone that's also a generator, like myself, um, then monitor your energy. Like, how does that feel week by week? Is there any improvement, or is it draining your energy even more? Does it like tail off? Is it feeling worse and worse every single week that you do it? In which case, maybe you need to like ditch that thing and try something else, but you need to give it a good go. You need to try with things. You can't just do something once and think, yeah, that didn't feel good. I'm not going to do it again because I could say the same for live speaking. The first live I did, I was absolutely petrified, hated it, didn't want to do it ever again after the first one. And now I'm sharing my voice all the time. I've got my podcast. I deliver live trainings in other communities and I get paid to speak in like masterminds and things. And that would not have happened had I not have continued going and experimented with that thing. Like you have to find what works for you, but in order to do that, you need to experiment with different things. But finding your purpose is really, really key to be able to create a business that does work for you. Like it's really stepping into what is aligned for you and creating a brand that feels good because then what's going to happen is you're going to attract, you're going to become magnetic and not just attract the clients and the people, but you'll also be attracting the things that you want, those things that are on your vision board, the wealth, the dream house, the car, like everything that is on there. And I'm not just talking about material things, I'm talking about the feelings. Like, how does that feel when you have those things in your life? How does that actually change and impact your own life? You're going to be attracting that. So, actually showing up in your energy, in your authentic self, and actually finding what works and feels good for you, that is where the magic is going to happen. So, in quarter four, I would love to invite you to assess what has worked for you this year, what hasn't been working. Is there anything you could let go of now or in quarter four that you're not going to take into 2025? Because doing all of this work now is going to help you to set your year up for an amazing year for 2025 instead of just repeating the same things over and over again because you don't want to be just regurgitating the same patterns, the same things. Because if you're someone that's listening to this now that is looking back at your 2024 and you feel like you're in the same place you were in this time last year in 2023, then something needs to change. Because until you actually create that change, you're not going to get any change. You're going to keep repeating the same year, year after year. And it's all about taking that aligned action. It's about moving and shifting into your next level identity to grow your business, to grow as a personal brand, to grow as yourself. Um, and when I look back on my year, like from 2023, I'm a totally different person. Like all of the things I've done this year have been about trial and error. It's about launching things that didn't work. It's about launching things that did work. It's about feeling into what feels good for me and in alignment that has helped me to grow and allow me to then support my clients on a deeper, bigger level. That with my academy member mind that I've got at the moment, it means that I can actually go and support my clients on a much bigger scale because I have gone through things that do and don't work, and I can help by sharing my journey. And I'm not telling anybody how you should or shouldn't do things because it has to feel good. And what feels good for one person might not feel good for somebody else. But I'm sharing my journey because if you can take any form of inspiration, anything from what I have to share that is going to allow you to go and try something new, or evaluate what you're already doing that maybe is or isn't working and allow you to step into your next level with confidence, with more clarity, knowing what it is that you maybe need to shift or change, then that is huge. Like that is an amazing thing. If I can impact even one person that listens to this episode, that is all I want. Like if it's more people, then that is incredible. But I've created this podcast to inspire, to actually show that I'm a real person and what is or isn't possible, well, not just isn't possible, what is possible when you are in alignment, when you're actually doing things that feel good to you. And I genuinely do care about the success that other people, like the people in my world, have, whether you work with me in a paid container or whether it's a conversation we've had on DMs, like whatever it is, I love to support and help other people to grow because I truly believe that every single one of us is an absolute powerhouse, whether you feel it right now or not. You are. You are amazing at what it is that you do. You have a huge gift to share. You've got a superpower, but it's just finding your path, finding what works for you that is going to allow you to really, truly shine online and become magnetic for your people and being in the right communities, the right spaces that allow you to grow. It's so key for helping you to scale your business, to step into your next level and attract the results that you actually want to get. So I would love to invite you for this quarter four, the start of quarter four, to look at what you've been doing this year, what has and hasn't worked, what are you taking into 2025, what are you going to change in 2025, and how are you going to position yourself for the end of this year to set yourself up for an amazing 2025. And I would love to know what you thought of this episode. Do send me a DM and let me know. And yeah, do leave a review if you've enjoyed this episode, if you're enjoying the podcast. I would love to hear any feedback. If there's anything you would like me to talk about, any guests you would love to hear on here, then do let me know. And if you would like to know more about joining my Academy Member Mind, just drop me a DM on Instagram at Jacquie Laws. Or you can drop me an email, whatever feels good to you, and then we can have a chat and see if it's the right fit. But I would love to support you. The Academy Member Mind is a 6 or 12 month group program that is the option to upgrade to the one-to-one opportunities to work with me with one-to-one calls where we can deep dive into your business. But this Member Mind is all about empowering you to step into your next level self, to find your purpose, to find your why, to find the strategy and the offers and the business and the content and everything that works for you as an individual. Because it has to feel aligned. I do not do cookie cutter over here, which is why I have never offered design templates ever, and I never will. Shouldn't say never, but I honestly don't think I will because it's not aligned to me. And I truly believe that not one person listening to this is a cookie cutter. Like you're all totally different. You all run different businesses and your visions will all be different. Like everybody listening to this is going to be a different person. So a cookie cutter method is not going to work. So yeah, let me know if you would like to know more about the Member Mind, if you would love to come in. I've got some amazing bonuses at the moment for those that do join in, with some additional one-to-one support, with some exciting opportunities to come to some events and content creation days. So yeah, just drop me a message if you are interested in coming on in. I would love to have you and see if it's the right fit. But I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you're ready to unlock the secrets of building your own personal brand, head over to my website, baileyandrue.com, where you can grab my free Brand Brilliance Blueprint today. It's your roadmap to success in the world of branding. And hey, let's stay connected beyond the podcast. Follow me on Instagram at baileyandrue for daily inspiration, behind the scenes insights, and exclusive content to fuel your brand journey. See you there.